You know, it's not very often I talk about the offseason during the season because the season is so short. And as a Detroit Lions fan, most of you know for the longest time, we start looking toward the offseason in the first week of the NFL season. But times have changed and the Detroit Lions have become a winning organization and an organization in which players are probably going to want to come to with the culture that Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, and Sheila Hemp Ford have created. With that being said, this video here was too good to pass up. Myles Garrett is getting fed up in Cleveland, and wait till you hear what he has told them that he's looking for. This is coming from Ari Miroff. Says, Browns defensive end Myles Garrett said today that he wants to stay in Cleveland long term, but the team has to have an immediate plan to win. He intends to make this clear during offseason discussions about his future, emphasizing that he has no interest in being part of a rebuild. Well, Myles, we done already done that. I'm just saying, Brad Holmes as well. Keep your ears open. Garrett said he wants the Browns to illustrate that to him. That would keep my mind at rest and settled. There has to be a plan of action. Now, this is intriguing. It really is. Let me tell you why. The Cleveland Browns have already said that they are going to stay with Deshaun Watson, and they're locked to Deshaun Watson. They already said that he's their quarterback in 2025, assuming that he can come back. This team has already benched Jameis Winston. They're going with DTR for the remaining 3 games of the NFL season. Myles Garrett is a one-man wrecking crew. Now, I know what you're saying. Derek, didn't we go through this through the trade deadline? Indeed, we did. We did. Didn't we trade for Zadarius Smith? Indeed, we did. Zadarius Smith is under contract for next season and is getting paid pennies on the dollar. Yes, we have to extend Aiden Hutchinson as well. We need to do that. The man is working his behind off to get back if the Lions make the Super Bowl. That does not mean that Myles Garrett cannot become a Detroit Lion. We're done with the rebuild. We're done with all of that stuff. Myles Garrett can 100% be a Detroit Lion. Before we look at his contract, let's look at his stats. Let's see, has he done anything? Let's see, has he done anything this season? Yes, he has. Well. In the 2024 NFL season, the dude got 31 solo tackles. We got to blow that up, man. We got to blow it. There we go. That's what I'm used to seeing it. Got 28 years old. Okay, so he'll be 29 in about a week and a half. Now, he started off a bit slow. Seems like he's been dealing with some nagging injuries this year, I believe, but he's playing through it. Saw and TJ Watt on the Dan Patrick show talking about the difference between playing hurt and playing with an injury that you cannot play, that you being injured and playing through being hurt. This is what he's been able to do so far this year. He has, in most of the games, he's got 11 sacks in the season. Not a traditional Myles Garrett season. That could be because he just ain't trying no more. It could be. Let's look at his stats, though. Let's look at his stats. Only one time in his career, which is his rookie year, and I believe he won Defensive Rookie of the Year that year, he's had double-digit sacks in every year. He still has 3 games to go. I wouldn't be surprised if he matches last year's total with 14 and even the year before that. Myles Garrett averages almost a sack a game. Now, to put that in perspective, and I know I can hear it in the comment section, Brad Holmes, we're not. Okay, go look at the draft class for defensive ends. Right? That's what I'm saying. Go look at it. This draft seems a little lackluster all around, from quarterback to almost every position seems lackluster. In addition to that, don't get it twisted. We're going to have to start drafting offensive linemen. That's 100% facts. We can't do it all. We cannot do it all. And especially if the Detroit Lions do not make and or win a Super Bowl this year, this might entice them. Now, what can you say? Myles Garrett, his trade capital might decrease just a little bit because of his age. But Cleveland is going to try to do everything in their power to keep him there. Now, Aiden Hutchinson, got to extend him. Zadarius Smith getting chump change. I would love to see a reunion between Zadarius Smith. I mean, we would be, I'm getting giddy just talking about it. That's going to help me sleep tonight. I'm telling you what, because this is insane. Now, let's look at what he is. This is why I would do almost whatever it takes. First of all, I would make sure that Myles Garrett is good to go. Check this out, okay? The Cleveland Browns have a potential out after this year. And if the Detroit Lions were to trade for Myles Garrett, this is what they would be under contract for the next 3 years. Check it out. You've got this is his base salary of 1.2 million, a signing bonus for next year of 4.2, and he's getting $14 million. $14 million is the option, the prorate. So he's getting, look at this. And I'm going to tell you what, you're not going to get any pass rusher for that amount of money. Now, you could argue and say, well, he'll want an extension. Man, we ain't talking about no extension, at least until you turn 31. At least until you go into we're not talking about extension. Myles Garrett, and I'm going to tell you what, he ain't thinking about an extension right now. You saw the tweet. You saw the tweet, bro. Look at the tweet. Said he has no interest in being part of a rebuild, and that the Browns, they want him to illustrate, what is your plan? What is your plan? Myles Garrett going to be up there sitting in the king chair with a buffet. He going to have everything at his beck and call, and he's going to be like, show me the plan. Show me, how are you going to turn us into an immediate winner? This is not a rebuild. The Browns are in a constant state of rebuild. They are the AFC version of the Detroit Lions. Myles Garrett ain't trying to hear it. He's tired, and I'm glad he spoke up. This, unlike Matthew Stafford, Myles Garrett spoke up. If Matthew Stafford would have done this, I could respect him a lot more. Say, listen, I want to be here, but I need you to do something for me. That's what all that talking in LA, that's why it annoyed me, because he never did that when he was here. He never did all that public talking, right? But soon as he gets to LA, we don't have all this talking. He only taking camera, taking pictures, all that stuff. No, bro. Myles Garrett is saying, listen, I'm letting it be known. I want to stay here. I want to win here, but you got to show me how we're going to do this, because I'm sick of losing. I can respect that. 100%. I can also respect Max Crosby saying, yo, it doesn't matter, whatever we do. I'm a Raider for life. Okay, that's fine. I respect that as well. Myles Garrett is saying, listen, I want to win. What are you going to do? Are we keeping Deshaun Watson? What are we doing here? We got Jerry Jeudy. We got some pieces, but do we have enough? I don't got time for this. I don't have time. The dude is turning 29 in 9 days. 29. He is unlike Aiden Hutchinson, who's going into his second contract, Myles Garrett is going into his third. He's already, he's peaked already. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's at his peak. I don't see Myles Garrett. I mean, it's hard to, when you're getting 16 sacks a season, it's hard to beat that on a regular basis. But I think Myles Garrett, like Hutch, hasn't peaked. Myles has peaked. He's at his peak. Right? Eventually, he's going to start coming down. I don't see him having another career for another 10 years like Calais Campbell. So this is an opportunity for the Detroit Lions. We could get Myles Garrett, okay, for cheaper than most pass rushers will be, because you got to remember, Myles Garrett signed this deal a long time ago. 5 years. 125 million. Let's see, because usually it shows up on the side over here. When did that happen? He did that in 2020. Man, it was that long ago? 2020, as you can see over here, he signed a 5-year, so he's getting chump change right now compared to what Aiden Hutchinson is about to get, compared to what the pass rushers of the current market is going to get. Now, he'll try to reset that market in a few years, but that's a long way away. That's at least 2 seasons away. He's still under contract for 3 more years. So whatever team, if he doesn't like what he hears in Cleveland, and whatever team trades for him, they have him for the 2020. No, they had a potential out last year. So they have from 2 years. They got him 2 years. So I was looking at the previous year. We're in 2024. I'm sure some of you have caught that by now. So We would have him for 2 seasons. So we could take care of Hutch this year. We could worry about Myles next year. And even if we don't, what would you think? What would you trade for Myles? Would you trade a first-round pick? At this point in Myles Garrett's career, I would give 1 first-round pick. That's it. 1. I would give you 1, and we can work some things out. We can work some things out. I was looking at an angle. There's a glare right there. That's why I missed. I didn't see the years right there. I didn't see the years. I got excited. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all understand. I'm sure y'all caught it because y'all very attentive with the videos, and I appreciate that. That means you watch throughout the duration of the video, and I appreciate that. But let me know. Do you think that Myles Garrett is going to stay in Cleveland? I'm going to say to the no, period, no. He's not. They're not going to tell him what they want to hear, what he wants to hear. Deshaun Watson is the key. They're not going to tell him that. So expect a lot of Myles Garrett trade rumors to be out this offseason. It's going to be a lot of rumblings. There's a reason he put this out 3 weeks before the end of the regular season, because he's about to start vacation. And believe it or not, in 3 months, the offseason begins. That is when the free agent, he's not going to be a free agent, but trades can happen before that. Don't forget, in the month of January, Matthew Stafford, immediately after the 2020 season was over, Matthew Stafford said he wanted to be traded. And within a month, he was traded. So this doesn't even have to wait. This could be done sooner than even when the free agent period begins. All right? All I'm saying is, Brad Holmes, I know it, bro. I know what you're doing. I respect what you're doing. But look at the draft class. If you like knowing Brad, he ain't going to do this. He ain't going to give up a first-round pick. I was convinced that he was there this year, but he was like, nope, I'm not going to do it. However, I must say this. Our defensive line is trash. Even when it was healthy, it was trash. It was. I'm not saying that the guys were trash, but it was trash. No more Marcus Davenport. Levi's going to be gone. Pascal's entering his last season. Aiden Hutchinson, Aleem McNeil, DJ Reader eating them up. Do you know our best pass rusher is Zadarius Smith right now? Zadarius Smith, and he got 3 sacks since he's been here. Zadarius Smith is our best pass rusher. Hutch, Zadarius, and you could spell Zadarius, because Zadarius, it'd be 33, 32, somewhere around there. You could spell him. So, Brad Holmes, man, I really hope that Brad is on the phone, and I think that the way this year ends will dictate a lot. You got 2 different scenarios. You got we win a Super Bowl, even the way we're injured. You got the beginning of the dynasty talk and adding to that, because we're going to lose some players. Then you got, okay, we don't make it. Then you got, okay, well, what pieces do we need to make sure we do? Because I think that Brad Holmes has to know this year, and I've been saying this for 4 years, but he traded for Zadarius Smith, so I guess there's some truth to that. But maybe this year's the year he realized, you know what, man, we got to start doing some things. We got to start doing some legit things. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think that the Detroit Lions, first of all, do you think that Myles Garrett is going to be out of Cleveland? I think so. I don't think the Cleveland Browns are terrible, and they're going to remain terrible, and Myles is running out of time. That's question number 1. And 2, do you think Brad Holmes will pull the trigger? And 3, would you want him to? Would you want him to? I know some people in the comment section are going to be like, no to Myles. So let me know if you're one of those guys. This channel was made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. Thank you for everyone who has purchased the affiliate link through Ridge Wallet. We have sold over $1,000 worth of Ridge Wallet products, man, and I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. I'm on my way to see Sonic 3 with the kiddies. Or kiddos.